Hello and welcome to the daily breakdown with the Cspan review. My name is Mike, and we are finishing up this review of episode 004, which was on July 10th. Mimi was the host, and the topic was Iran strikes, which has been that way for months now. You can see the call breakdown on the screen. Republicans, Democrats, pretty even for this episode. All right. We're going to move on to the sources. Here's the sources of that episode. Pretty balanced, left and right, but we'll see once we put them through our new feature here called the reviewed episode score. So you can see I've added a couple of these sources into our meter, and we'll continue to do that live on screen just so everybody can see how it works. CBS News, add that. What's the next one? USA Today was on there. Where's USA Today? Okay, no USA Today. That's fine. We'll just add it. Make sure it's not in here. Yep. So we'll go in here. We'll add a source. USA Today. And they have a all side score of -2. All right, save that. Goes into our library. We go back to the builder, and now there it is. All right, we're added that to our sequence. What's up next? True Social again. If they bring it up twice, that means that they are that it counts twice. On another episode, they used the New York Times 4 different times, so that counts 4 different times because what we're trying to do is add a numerical value to the sources that they use to then give us this number that we can say left or right. Now, is this 100%? No, absolutely not. A lot of this is my opinion, and but it's the best way I can do to try and prove what I think, and that's what all this is for. It's also supposed to be fun and entertaining. So I hopefully you're finding this entertaining. Okay, back here, let's keep on building. True Social again. We didn't add that one, so Truth, boom, goes in there. What next? New York Times. Okay. New York Times. That one's in there. Washington Times. And oh, that's incorrect. Washington Times is not -2. We need to edit. So we go in here, Washington Times. We're going to edit. That's actually +2. All right. And I'm just kind of showing you all this. It won't be in every episode, but I just thought this would be kind of cool to show folks what we have built here. Um, let's see. And CNBC. The rest are kind of like, well, Pete Aguilar. He's a Democrat politician. We'll add him. And then CNBC was the final source. So we've added all those in. Now we'll come over here. Here we are in show mode. We start at 0. You can see up here in the position event 0 of 9. That means we've got 9 sources loaded in there. So here we go. First one. Wow, far right. Even going further right. Now CBS News drags us left. Back to the center with USA Today. True Social brings us back to the far right. New York Times, Washington Examiner, Democrat politician, and CNBC. So, I mean, I'm actually kind of shocked that this was a right-leaning show. Again, this is not a super scientific way to do this, but over time, it's going to give us a way to measure. I also have ways that I'm going to be able to, let's just go back here to the builder. I could put call events. So we're going to start putting in the Democrats and the all the different calls, and those are just a +1. So if they let in a bunch of lefty callers or a bunch of righty callers, obviously if it's not just a Democrat or right only, then all these values will add up. And that's kind of the purpose here. Instead of me alleging all this stuff, I'm just pointing it to you, you know. And if you want to know where I get all these values from, there it is, all sides. You can go in here and look at it all right there. ABC, click on it. I'm not making this stuff up. It's right here. And this is the values that I use because, well, they've already done the work. And you can see they've done surveys since January 13th of 2013 up until a couple years ago. So that is how we're going to do that. Enough of that. On to the big map. All right, this is our big map daily total. All right. The big map daily. These are the calls that all came in on this episode of June 10th. Couple of Callies. We've got some couple of Texans. Lots of independents up here in the Northeast. And you can almost bet 60% of these were Democrat. And what we'll do is also add always Maryland, always Washington and Baltimore callers, almost every single day, if not 2 or 3. So, all right, pretty cool, right? There's our big map. And now we are going to go to the big map totals. All right, what is this here? So for the big map total, whoa, what's going on here? Sorry, folks. Gotta get this shit right. What's going on? All right. Oof. Struggle streaming. All right. Let's see. Is this... That's the wrong map. That is the wrong freaking map, folks. There's the right map. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. Yep. Sorry about that. So in the few episodes that we've reviewed, these are the total calls. We got 45 different calls that we've taken in. 22 different states have been hit. And 31 different cities. Pretty cool stuff. So, and that's going to bring this daily breakdown 004 to a close. You can see right here, and it leaned to the right. So this is a new format that I'm trying here to be able to keep up and pump these things out. I was using the PowerPoint slides, and I had to make slides for every single thing, and it just didn't work. So I had to automate this kind of thing and speed it up, and hopefully you guys like it. So thanks for watching. If you made it this far, then please like, share, subscribe, all that stuff, and we'll see you tomorrow back with the new review.